It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
What are the things that you have to be doing, or the first thing that you should do? And I don't know if it's like this group of things, do this group of things, do if you can or have the financial wherewithal to do it, or if it's like a priority list. How do you decide what order and which things like have to get done from a marketing perspective first?
That's a great question. It's a huge question.
Yeah, I know. That's why I sucked at asking it.
I was like, oh my God. He wants me to give a marketing like 401 course in 5 minutes.
Is it well, and it like maybe another element of it, just like let me confuse it even more, is it might be different by customer, by geography, by industry type of stuff too. So there's probably plenty of caveats in it, but like somebody that's let's paint a picture with it. Somebody that's like new is maybe a solopreneur, maybe a solopreneur with a helper trying to start scaling, has used word of mouth and maybe flyers so far. Maybe hasn't invested a lot in a website, isn't doing the Google stuff, isn't doing the Facebook stuff yet, isn't doing media contracts or anything like that. Just like word of mouth, door knocking, maybe a flyer or two. If they're going to scale, how do you start approaching their marketing game plan?
That's a great question. I have relevant experience in this. I started with two other guys. I started a roofing company that my only job was to be the marketer. And so I have some experience in this, like firsthand. Also, my brother, and I worked for my brother for a little while. So I was like a bricklayer. For a while, we were union and I was journeyman. I became a journeyman. I was apprentice and then became a journeyman. And then we left the union. So I've done this a few times as far as like, oh, I have to start a brand new company, potentially in the trades or home services. What do I do? And so the first question really is like, what do I think are table stakes? For me, table stakes where you're going to put any dollars that you have is you need to look professional. So somehow consistently, like, I don't care if that's an iron-on t-shirt, like get your iron-ons. You know what I mean? Like, how much does it cost to get an iron-on t-shirt? And the answer is like $20, right? And you can make a few of them. So when you get gross at the end of the day, you can swap the next day. But the answer is that, like, your very first thing is you're in people's houses, you're at people's doors, you're whatever. Table stakes, look like you belong there without freaking them out.
I like look past that one. When I think about marketing, I look past presentation. It maybe just like assuming that everybody's doing that, but that's a really good point. You don't show up. Our first employee when we bought Blue Skies window washing was a big old boy, and showed up with a t-shirt that said, "This is my beer drinking shirt." And that was how he would show up at customers' homes to clean their windows. A cut off t-shirt that literally said, "This is my beer drinking shirt." That was his work outfit.
Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of guys out there who have fantastic reputations who can get this done all day long. I follow this guy, Jeff Dem HVAC on Instagram. And like, this guy is wearing hoodies and jeans to customers' houses, and he is fucking crushing it. I mean, like, his work is fantastic. I see his stuff and I'm like, this is amazing. He's got fantastic reviews. I'm not saying you can't pull it off, but I am saying like, it's such a low bar to get over. Just clear the bar. Like, it really should be table stakes. And the next one is what everyone I think understands at this point, which is get your Google My Business set up, which
is pretty much free, right? GMB is free. Just
completely free.
Yeah,
totally free. So if you don't, I mean, like, just set it up. You don't actually have to like have your home address on it, right? You can set up a service type GMB. It can be on your location. You have to actually verify it. Google's getting even more like stickler about sending that postcard, but you don't have to show your location to, the world, right? It can be a service area and it's free. Like, and it takes 10 minutes to set up. You don't have to go to the nines on it. Just get the basics there, because you need to get that. You need to get at least like a one-page website that just confirms that you do what you do, right? And then you need to start collecting reviews. Like, that's table stakes.
Does I have seen some businesses that don't do a website. They basically just use Facebook like a website. Have you seen anybody that ran that show?
Yeah. So I like telling stories. So my dad is 75. So like my life experience in small businesses long, because of stories. And he still uses a paper file management system.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he knows how to turn on the TV, and that's as far as his tech savvy goes. If the system works
Did
for
he
you,
did he have you as a child so that you could be his IT person?
oh yes.
My
Yeah.
parents joke about that all the time. They're like, I think we gotta have another kid. Like, I don't know how to work on any of this shit.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I was building our first website when I was like 14, and that like when I was 14, that was shit. I'm not going to talk about that. That was a long time ago. And, like nobody knew what they were doing. So even though I was 14 and I was an idiot, it was incredible. I mean, it was brand new tech.
I'm going to date you a little bit. That was when Yahoo was like more popular than Google, probably.
It was definitely when Yahoo was more popular than Google. 100%.
That's how long ago that was.
Sorry, I told the story about my dad to basically say, if the system is working for you, use the thing that you're familiar with and works for you. Mm-hmm. I tell people all the time, like, look, if you're really fantastic at getting referrals and like it's just part of who you are, and like you're really you find a way to like really get that going, and it's just easy for you, like just stick to that, right? Like pick your channel and be great at it. So if you're great at Facebook, like just be great at Facebook, then that's fantastic. I have very little interest in Facebook myself personally. I don't spend a lot of time on it. LinkedIn is where I spend most of my, like, if I'm going to invest in like social time, mm-hmm. I spend my social media time on LinkedIn, which is not very much time, but that like, so I think just stick to what you know and get really good at it. Don't spread yourself thin. Again, you're paying for it in time or money. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to manage 15 different platforms, like you're probably paying that 30%, but you're just scattershotting it.